can do this. Oh no! Come on!
My goodness, what a dirty slate that was. And I'm delighted to once again wipe that slate clean, and we're back at TeamSport Eastleigh, home sweet home, where we've decided to go on a little solo adventure. Now let me make something perfectly clear. We're not here for personal bests. We're not focusing on incredible lap times. We're just here for an attempted confidence boost and to see if we can get some podium finishes over 2 evening sessions. The aim? Fastest lap against 14 other go-karters. The bare minimum? Top 3 in both sessions. I like a challenge. Welcome to Clean Slate Karting. We're going to begin in kart, and I must admit I'm feeling nervous. I'm a club member of TeamSport, which means I don't have to go to the safety briefing every time before go-karting. All 14 competitors in my session I saw in the briefing room before suiting up. So now I've assumed I have more experience than them, and with that, have piled a whole load of pressure on myself to be the fastest on track. But enough talking, no more predictions, time to show what I'm made of. And yes, our dear wonderful overtaking counter is going to join us for the ride. Here's a little reminder of our current overtaking PB, just in case we need it later. But enough of that, session 1 finally goes green, we get our first overtake of the session, and begin our first lap. I'm going to tell you now it's going to be wall-to-wall traffic from here on in, and at times it's going to look pretty slow. Something I've learnt recently about myself as a go-kart driver is I'm a mixture of polite and arrogant. If there's a gap to get round you, like right here, I'm going to take it. But if there's a space I'm not sure about taking and don't want to take that risk, like here with kart 29, I'm going to ease off and, here comes the arrogant part, back myself to get the overtake done. Now we're coming to the end of our first lap and we've already done 3 overtakes, so setting a new PB for overtakes is looking pretty good so far. But we still need to get round 29. I'm sort of easing off a bit here because I realise I just need to chill. It's still the first couple of laps, which is where we're warming up the tyres, but also I haven't been to Eastleigh in what feels like months, so I'm still learning the track layout. I do have a racing line in mind, and I'm not taking it in any way, shape or form. It's boost time for the first time today, just to make the move on 29, and again racing line abandoned just to get the overtake done. But we have some glorious clean air in front of us, which will not last long at all. We can already see karters on the horizon, and we're gaining quickly.
Oh boy.
I'm clearly still a bit rusty with some of the lines I'm taking, even with this momentary clear track. It wasn't a great start, but there's potential here to get a first decent lap time in. What doesn't help is, oh, there goes yellow. No, it doesn't. Foot to the floor. Ignore these 2 in front, we can still get a good lap time out of this, and we'll just pop down this ramp and traffic. Goodbye lap time. Bye, probably not that great lap time anyway. So this whole thing, this is, this is just a mess. 21 slows down, everyone's quite slow. We get a little overtake here, but we still got a lot of traffic up ahead. We're catching up to them pretty quickly, and now we're on yellows. Just a little reminder, yellows means no overtaking whatsoever. So obviously no idea what that kart's doing. Oh, there goes another one. Yeah. Oh, a third, okay. So I suppose we should be thankful that 29 does actually let us back out in front.
Oh dear.
I don't seem to mind though, and to be fair, lap time be damned. There's 3 more overtaking challenges right in front of me. We turn this corner and I'm clearly chomping at the bit, ready to get my overtake on.
Go green. Oh, there you go.
And 1, 2, and 3, and come back here. Okay, fine. And surely 3 is on the way with me all over the back of kart 2. Now, there's not too many times I've been likened to a swan in a go-kart, but the way I glide through here to get the 3rd overtake done is as graceful as a swan landing in a lovely, luscious lake. Delightful. And that means we have some lovely, fresh, clean air in front of us. Oh no, never mind, look there on the horizon. In fact, not even the horizon anymore, look what's closing in on us. More delicious karts. 1, 2, nice and easy. We might have overtaken there on the yellows, but I'm definitely still going to count it. In fact, if we go back, let's go back. See, green, and then, yeah, yellows. Bit of reaction time, sure, slow reactions. But that's 2 overtakes in the bag. Also, this person in the barrier, we're going to see a lot of people in that particular barrier on this corner. But there's lots of session left, more overtakes to be made, and many more yellow flags to slow us down.
Oh, he's first spot.
I'm still thinking about lap times, and that would have been a great time for it to go green. But we're going to have to hope that this next lap we don't catch up to anyone, and the next lap after that have no one in front of us, so we can do an Eastleigh new all-time track record. It could happen. You don't know. It doesn't happen. That's spoiler alert. It does not happen. Anyway, we're back on greens, and the coast is looking clear, apart from one karter. Obviously, the last thing we want is for this kart to hold us up, but if we want to get a good lap time in, we're going to have to learn to overtake without scrubbing too much speed. And this move, I'm proud of this one. And if I don't mess up my lines for the rest of this lap, it could be my first good lap time in the bag. We're going to fast forward through this gloriously clear lap and hope to high heck that it's quicker than any of the other 14 drivers out here. And I've got to be thankful for the open track, because as we're going over the lap line, is more traffic. And yet again, racing line completely abandoned to try and get past 9. I take this wonderful inside line, let's ignore how wide 9 went to pretty much let me through there, but that's fine, that's another overtake in the bag, and we've got our sights set on the next karter in front. Nice racing line out of here, and we head down this ramp to whatever fresh mess kind of braking madness this is, and it's another simple overtake on the board. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I count 5 wonderful little pixies ripe for the overtaking. And 14 gets stuck behind 25 as I take the outside line, which for the next corner switches to the inside line, and I get 2 overtakes done in 2 corners. Once again, goodbye racing line, we've got more important things to do, like try and get some overtakes done to maybe get a new overtaking PB. But what's this? We're being overtaken. What? Livid. I have no idea where 14 came from, but I left the gap open and I'm being polite, getting into line, somehow avoiding that spinning out kart. But just knowing that if 14 makes any slip-ups, I can get the place back. And I'm quicker on the reactions as it goes green, foot to the floor down this straight, seemingly get the overtake done, head on up the ramp where it goes yellow at the top, and stop being so polite, Sam. I believe I was in front when it went to yellows, even though he had the inside line, and I could have kept my foot down to stay in front of him to, I believe, rightfully retain my place in front of him. Either way, I've got to overtake 14 once again. What I've done to overtake the previous karters is kind of abandoned a bit of form, but got away with it because I have the pace. But 14 is tricky and different. If I'm going to overtake, I need to get into my own racing line and not copy what happens in front of me. And I'm keeping pace with 14, but I'm not seeing any gaps to overtake. At this point, it's about biding my time, again being as patient as possible, also knowing that there's lots of go-karters out there who are much slower than us, who will hold us both up. And with that, there'll definitely be overtaking opportunities. And after going left, right, good one there, Sam, we're coming up to some wonderful back markers that will give us the potential opportunity to take 14. 14 goes wide, and I think it's a good idea to take this inside line, and I need to ease off because it wasn't a good idea. However, that has given me the inside line for this up ramp, and goodbye 14. And wonderful, pure poetry, we go straight onto yellows as soon as I got the overtake done. We're on yellows all the way into the down ramp, and another poor karter in that poor familiar barrier. We've all been there. Well, I have, 4 times in one session. Loads of months ago, of course. I was a different person then. It's all in the past. Anyway, we go green behind 5 drivers, and we just need 4 more overtakes, 3 more overtakes to get a new overtaking PB. I shoot down this inside line and slam the brakes quick enough to control myself round the corner. I'm slithering left and right, just trying to find any gap or opportunity. And 31 goes wide out of this corner, and I found my gap to get 21 overtakes. But I'm a mother flippin' hungry hound dog, and I am all over the back of 25, just waiting for a little sniff of a gap. And down the ramp we go, and that's a new overtaking PB. Yes! I would like to thank the Academy. Okay. Anyway, we have another lovely lap of freedom until this down ramp, with more slightly erratic braking, and that's another overtake achieved. I can only hope there's a good enough lap time in all of this to come out on top, as we brake suddenly for 16's grapple with this corner. I try for a late brake to turn in on 16 and try and get this inside line on the up ramp, and I'm aggressive enough to stay where I am and get the overtake done. Right, full focus ahead, not leaving any gaps. What's going on? It's the same corner that this happened with 14 before, and I've been overtaken again. I don't know if you spotted there as well, we went yellows then greens very quickly, and I go side by side with 16, and I'm easing off because even though it's green, I see someone in that familiar old barrier, but 16 doesn't, and we're still green. We're still green. Oh, are we racing? Are we not racing? I've cleared my obstacle, so I'm absolutely in full race mode again. 16 goes alongside this cart and gets the overtake done, and I've got a cart behind me who's going to give me a little bump. And once again I'm comfortable on the inside of this up ramp to get past 21. Now that pesky 16 still hasn't been overtaken by me, and that's a problem because I really would love to get that overtake done before the session ends. 16 puts the brakes on round this corner and I'm just following in line and see my gap, no need for boost when you've got wild aggression and a bit of bravery, and screeching round this inside line for a double overtake. And guess what? That was the last bit of racing of the session. What a lovely way to end things. We pull into the pits with quite a dramatic thought towards whether we think we're the fastest on track.
I'm going to kill myself if I'm not the fastest person here.
Yikes. Well, no pressure, let's hope we're the fastest person here. We hop out the cart and head to the screen to see brilliantly we are the fastest person here. 0.3 seconds away from apparently killing ourselves as well, so that was pretty close. I let the guys know how I got on and I'm challenged to get a sub 33 in the next session. Challenge accepted. We hop in our new car and we're ready to rumble for session 2. Now just a reminder, as if we need it, yellows means no overtaking. And when you first come out onto the track, we're on yellows. Again, we don't need this information, we already know this. And when we come out onto the track on yellows, this still means no overtaking. But why am I saying stuff we already know? Well, this. Just to explain, I'm on the left because if it goes green, I feel I can get on the accelerator quicker to go round 11. This jabroni has decided this means he can overtake me. And what's more annoying than an overtake on yellows? Two overtakes on yellows. This does of course mean justice must be done, and I've handed justice to 13 pretty quickly, with a double overtake. But 28 needs to learn their lesson too. And the only way to do this is a good old-fashioned overtaking. We are of course literally half a lap in, so there's going to be some cold tyres, grip is going to be hard to handle, at least for the first couple of laps, but 28 is being held up, which suits us down to the ground. We give 28 a little accidental bump, I promise that was nothing to do with vengeance in mind, and this helps them get past cart number 8, which I get stuck behind. That justice on 28, it's gonna be served. They're getting away. They are getting. We're stuck behind. They are. It's back on. Justice is back on. We're good. Right. Full focus. Straight ahead. 10 and 2. But seriously, that gap that 28 has pulled is definitely a big early challenge for me to reel them in again. 28 isn't slow, but a lap later I'm hot on their heels, and I'm stubborn on the inside line to fight past and... Boom! How you like me now, Justice? Moving very swiftly on. After some yellow and even red flags, we have a confusing overtake. It goes from red to green to immediately yellow, which I don't see, and overtake? Yeah, overtake. Back to green, and it doesn't take us too long to catch up with the pack in front, probably helped by them having a bit of a battle with each other. And on this down ramp I do a first for me, an overtake on the outside line. But session 2 I really clicked into gear, and I just felt like there was so much more grip out there and I felt a lot more in control. And most importantly, I was still having a lot of fun. A few laps later of not running into anyone, I know, check this group improvement out. We come up to a lovely flock of karters to get some more overtakes done. And this is a wonderful mess. I give for, I think, a little bit of a bump there. And I'm just joining the queue. There's a little bit of aggression going on in front of me. But I get a little overtake done here, and brave on the down ramp. Oh, just about round the corner there. And that's 2 overtakes done, but I'm not done there. I'm still hungry. I get a little bump on my behind there, which I very Britishly apologise for. And I'm still in race mode, but an important thing to note is that these guys out here on the track aren't as slow as session 1. So it's a bit more difficult to find any kind of room or space to get round them. And 30's doing a pretty good job of, of keeping me away from overtaking them. So I spin round this corner and what? Out of nowhere comes bursting 29. I'm keen to get the place back and 30 has a little panic attack on the brakes and we all go tumbling after. I'm luckily at the perfect angle to just sort of ease myself out of this little mess, and I'm happy just to move on from that little crash, but the karting gods say, red light, you must stay where you are and think about what you've done.
Is that my fault? No, definitely not.
We go back onto greens and it's time to give myself a little pep talk to really get focused, to really master a sub 33 second lap.
No, it's not.
Okay, so maybe this one isn't going to be a 33 second lap. But despite what it looks like, I really am starting to focus and get some consistent race lines, and once again, I'm catching some people up. And what seems to be a Session 2 theme, they're not as simple to get past as they were in Session 1. Like here, I'm absolutely certain I've got 11 on the outside line, but they are fighting back and I accidentally hit the pit lane corner there, and I just have to get back into line and bide my time, because I'm finding it pretty hard to find any gaps I can to get past these two. I'm still trying to find my racing line and not copy what's in front, and... reaction of a house cat! I somehow avoid bumping 11, but that gives me more confidence to find this inside line and get that overtake done, and now we can focus on the red ahead. The red ahead is actually doing a pretty good job of keeping a good pace, but I'm locked in and warmed up now, and once again...
This is the lap.
If I mean lap for overtakes, then yes, I am correct. I take this nice inside line and immediately hot on the heels of 24, getting a bit frustrated here about being slowed down, but just doing a lovely little switchback slalom and take that inside gap. And down the ramp, and 8 doesn't put up a fight as I go past and take this corner wildly narrow. We head down this straight into the pit lane corners, just checking over our shoulder for health and safety reasons. Nice racing line coming out wide, and foot to the floor on these yellows to finish the lap just in case that had 33 second potential. Cut to almost the end of the next lap where we're still trying to get past 29, and I'm doing a good job of just focusing on my own line through these pit lane corners, and it's time for me to be brave and add another overtake to the collection. By the way, a couple of laps ago, you know when we said this is the lap? This is actually the lap. This right here, what we're looking at right now, is the fastest lap I did all night. And just a reminder that my personal best is 31.809. And we're trying to get a sub 33. But hey, like we said at the beginning of the video, this isn't about personal bests. We're at the Olympics, we're not here to beat the world record, we're just here to get on the podium. But did we get a sub 33? And will a sub 33 be enough? Is there going to be massive improvement from session 1? And actually, we're not the fastest person here. A few laps later with no overtakes, I remind myself what overtakes are by getting 2 on the up ramp corner, and it seems we've caught up to quite a large pack of karters. And this down ramp coming up is the busiest I've ever seen it. But this doesn't put me off at all, and it seems to completely delight me.
Almost 4.
All in a corner's work as I get attacked from the right here, but screech round the inside of the up ramp, and we're close to session over, so we're just going to try and get a few more overtakes. I've got to pat myself on the back here. Getting over 20 overtakes in both sessions, I'm really proud of myself for that. And I'm eyeing up one last overtake on 25. I find my moment, boost at the ready, and...
Oh, no. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Session 2 is over, though apparently not for Kart 25, who we can only assume is going off for some sort of victory lap. And we've ended up with a combined 47 overtakes, which, even if we don't come first in Session 2, we can wear as a badge of honour. We hop out the kart, we head into the pits, and we hope for the best. With a 33.016, oh, so close to a sub 33, I'm elated to say we remained the fastest person on track in the second session, this time by 0.6 of a second. So pretty much everything we aimed to do this evening we achieved. And more importantly, once again, we had a lot of fun out on track. Please comment me, please subscribe to me, please like me. See you on the next one, Clean Slaters. Do you like that? Clean Slaters? The cleaners? See you later, cleaners. No. We'll work on it.